Okay. So today we will talk about resources. Module 9, Managing Interactions and Resources, which is another very interesting topic. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your ideas about resources and interactions. So here are the learning outcomes. So by the end of this session, you will have the opportunity to define resources. We will discuss our experience with them and then explore ways of using resources in a creative way. And we will also look at different classroom layouts and how we can use them effectively. So let's start with the first resources part. And yes, what resources do you have in your classroom? What resources would you like to have? Why? And are there any resources you don't need? So I'm really curious about what comes to your mind when we say resources. Yeah, let's listen to you.
Can I say something? Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes, so the resources that we have in our class, desk, whiteboard, markers, maybe flashcards as in our course book, they give us flashcards, wall chart sometimes come with the course book. Which resources would you like to have? I think maybe a smart whiteboard, something related to technology. We don't have like these things. All the resources that I use them in my classroom, I need it. So there's no any resources I don't need in my classroom. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Intisar. And Noor?
Yes, when we speak about resources, we are talking about the maybe the well that we get our information from. I mean, when I'm going to teach an idea, how we should research, where we
Oh,
should
Noor, I can't hear you very well. Maybe if you can keep it close to your mouth. I mean, if it's a headphone or try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, this is perfect.
Okay. Yeah, we are. Well, I was talking about the resources. When we are talking about resources, we're talking about where I can find the information about the lessons that I'm going to to give to my students. So we are talking about student book, internet, teacher book. Um, we mean a place or a material we can get information, guidelines, outlines about the lesson that we are going to teach.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Anything to add? Anybody to add? What other resources do you have that haven't been mentioned? There are two important resources. I would like to hear. What are the two resources that are the most important that haven't been mentioned? Sufyan?
Yes, I think the book and the student itself.
Good. Yes, learners are the biggest
Learners, yeah.
resource. Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
About which resources would you like to have? I think it would be great to have a small library corner with storybooks and magazines.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a really nice idea.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sufyan. Yeah, learners and teachers are the biggest resources, actually. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And yes, anybody else would like to add anything? Oday?
Yeah, I think the audio resources is very important,
Mm-hmm.
and to the speaker that students will listen to the native speaker more than us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those audio, of course, very important in language classrooms. Yeah. Do you take your own audio player, or how do you play audio in the classroom?
I usually use a speaker or my phone if I forget the speaker.
Yeah. So yes, speakers, and yeah, of course, I mean, we create our own resources, especially in low resources contexts. Of course, yes, but our creativity is the biggest resource, of course. Imagine a teacher having access to all sorts of technology, but not creative, then that technology really won't help. So pedagogy always leads technology. Thank you, everyone. So here are some other resources. And yes, course books, desks, pencil, as you mentioned, all of them. Mini whiteboards. Have you heard this before? What is a mini whiteboard? Have you used one? Have you created one?
Maybe I'm wrong, but is it a kind of a whiteboard, like a sheet of paper, can students write on?
Yeah. How can you create one? Do you know how to do it? I mean,
Yeah, we did a simple thing with my students in primary school.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a white cardboard. We
Mhm.
cover it with a kind of plastic.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I asked my students to get a whiteboard marker, and when I'm asking any question, I tell them to write their answers on it, and left it for me to see their answers.
Mhm. Yeah,
Or maybe to draw on.
no. Yeah, I can maybe, yeah, for those of you, I mean, how to, yeah, you can actually, there are some, if I write, how to create one, there are some videos about how to create like do-it-yourself types of videos that you can create. Mini whiteboard. Sorry, let me pause for a moment. So yeah, it's really very easy actually to create one, and then you can use it as you say. Wait, now I will share it. So can you see, like, a mini whiteboard is like this? Then you just, this can be maybe a classroom activity. Is it something like this? Did you make something similar?
Yes, exactly.
And then they can decorate it, and then it will be their own mini whiteboard. And then, yes, they even create the sponge, and they can hold it, right? How do you use it in the classroom? How do you use that mini whiteboard?
Against Serena, I didn't hear you.
So how did you use the mini whiteboard with your learners?
Yeah, as I said, if I tell them to, I'll ask them a question, and to avoid the chaos that happens with choosing me, teacher, 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 I'm asking them to write the answer on the board and hide from their colleagues as a kind of fun activity. And when I'm tell them I'll count to three, I tell them to lift the board up their heads, and I would choose which students had uh, answered the question correctly.
Okay, so as you see, there are too many ways to use those resources. So I will put you in the breakout rooms, and I will ask you to share with each other how you use these resources creatively. So course book. I mean, you can choose one, or you can talk about, like, for example, if you used mini whiteboards, you can tell each other how you use them in different ways. Blackboard, whiteboard, chalk, pencils, pens, classroom itself. Maybe you use the classroom walls. in creative ways. Maybe you create your own audio materials. You mentioned audio materials, right? So these are one additional thing, maybe that's under maybe listening, but there are some other resources you mentioned. Learners themselves, how do you work with them? Paper, maybe, yeah, posters, maybe you use posters. I don't know. Let's discuss in the breakout rooms how we use these resources in different ways, in creative ways. I'd like you to share your examples with each other, good practices. You may say that in your school, maybe you used one wall as a learning wall, maybe, or maybe you have gallery walks. You put posters around the classroom and you use an activity called gallery walks. Or maybe you created a treasure hunt using the course book, maybe, such different ways when you use those resources in different ways, in creative ways. Okay, so I'll put you in groups and I would like you to talk to each other for about maybe 5 minutes, okay, 5 to 7 minutes, maybe. If you have a lot of examples, I will visit you in the groups and I can give you more time. So let's see how it goes. So is that task clear for everyone? We have 3 rooms, okay? Any questions? No questions means everything is clear. Give me a sign.
Yes, things are
Everything
clear.
is yes,
Thank
and
you.
clear for me.
I hope. Okay, please help each other then. Let's see. Let's meet in the breakout rooms. Okay, let's wait until everybody comes back, and then we will listen. Yes, Rogaya, let's start with you.
Yes, I'm from room number 2. It was beneficial actually. Tisar have shared us a photo from her idea. It's called a bunch. It was beneficial for me actually. I enjoy listening for her. For me, I invest the space that I have in my class, the floor. I mean, I invest the floor to apply a few games by using cards and paste it on the floor. We've talked a lot actually. We have enough time to talk about some problems or difficulties that we've struggled to deal with, especially with secondary learners in secondary school. Sorry. And that's it.
What issues, for example, and with what resources you discussed to help with those issues?
We've most of us teach 11th and 12th grade. We've enjoyed listening for you about the mini whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
We are thinking to apply it actually because they feel shy and bored in the class. So we think to use it. What else? And we think of dividing them into groups and use cards to encourage them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cards. What kinds of cards?
For example, flashcards
Mm-hmm.
to use vocabulary.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can also involve learners in preparing some of these, maybe, sometimes from time to time. Let's prepare a set of cards about all the vocabulary that we learned this week, and then, putting everything in a box, then students themselves, right? And then they actually take this ownership. Such ideas, very nice. Thank you so much. And yes, Intisar.
Yes, so I want to illustrate about the punch cards that Ruqayya mentioned. So I'm using يعني I bought these cards from Shein, to be honest. It's like 100 punch cards with 2 GD, so it's not that expensive. So, for example, these punch cards, I give each students a punch card, writing their name on it, and then if they, for example, they have a good behavior. For example, if they participate in the classroom, answer questions, they earn a point. After, for example, earning 20 points, I give them, for example, a certificate, a present. Maybe they took a picture with the head of the teacher, these things. Another resource that I use is, we don't have technology, to be honest, in our school. We don't have smart whiteboards. So I bought also a speaker and a wireless microphone. So they, for example, in speaking classes, they speak using microphones. So this encourages them to speak, to listen to their voice. Sometimes we repeat the vocabulary or do the repetition using the microphone. So it's something good, and it's not an expensive resource. Each teacher can buy it. It's not that much expensive. So these the two resources that we discuss, and I use them in my classroom, and they help me a lot.
Excellent. Yes, that reminded me of one activity I did with my students. So it was about animals. Well, seventh grade, a long time ago. So then they read about it, they learned some vocabulary, and then I remember putting them in groups, and they prepared a podcast, like a radio interview. Two people were protecting animals, one person was interviewing them, something like this. They recorded, they prepared first, and then we recorded, and then it was like radio interview. So they prepared music in between, some advertisements. So they made it really fun. So that's just, I remember that was really nice. Thank you so much. And to you and your group members. And Dua?
Yes. As my colleagues mentioned, we all still use these traditional ways, the book as resources, books, flashcards, posters. Yes, they help, but now we need something modern. We need to use these smart screens in our classrooms. Actually, the curriculum itself, now we have they developed the curriculums. So now there are many new issues. For example, there are new lessons. So now we need, for example, to show them things they need to see. And we have many things, many YouTube, for example, things they can see to help me as a teacher to clarify what I'm explaining now. For example, as I mentioned to my colleagues, this week we had a speaking assessment, and they have to talk about smoking and the effect of phone and social media on teenagers. So they want to show their colleagues some videos, but we don't have screens, we don't have things, we don't have the needed technology. So all what they did, they sent um, the videos to my phone, and they cannot see. Not all students can see the screen of my mobile phone. So yes, they did their best, and I appreciate it. But I wish we have such technology in our classrooms. We need it now. And even the computer lab, there are many classes, and it's not available all the time. And speaking lessons or assessment, it took, for example, 2 lessons, 2 classes. So it's not available all the time. So yes, we use and we create our own resources, as my colleagues mentioned. For example, we even the speakers, we brought them.
Mhm.
يعني we bought them. Yes, so we use what we have, books,
Exactly.
posters, yes, but yes, things need to change, especially in public schools.
Mm,
And this is why there is a big difference between public schools and private schools.
exactly.
Yes, so I'm a teacher in a public schools, but my kids are in private schools.
You can see.
Why? Yes, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's the case. But yeah, but again, with our creativity, at least, we can bridge that gap and yeah, use what we have, as you say. And it's always and always about pedagogy and our creativity. Well, I know in Turkey, once upon a time, they the government decided to digitize the classrooms in public schools, and they brought iPads for every kid. Can you imagine the number of kids? And it's a very big country with high population, and the investment it was made. But this was done without proper training. All the classrooms had smart boards. Each and every student had tablets. And then without proper training, preparation. And then in the end, what happened? All these resources came redundant, garbage, because teachers couldn't use them. Teachers weren't ready. Teachers didn't know how to do it, how to create, how to use them in the classroom. So it's another story, but sometimes those lack of resources also forcing us to be more creative. As you say, those mini whiteboards, or you use WhatsApp as a resource. So thank you. But of course, I hope things will improve and those creative teachers will have access to more resources, which will help them thrive. So in the next activity, we will discuss something else. This time we will talk about interaction. Okay, so look at these seating arrangements. Which ones do you use? I know you have large classes, but do you use maybe different layouts? And what benefits and drawbacks each have? So I will put you in the breakout rooms again. Please take a picture and then talk about this is traditional arrangements. Okay. This is cafe style, like group work. And then this is boardroom style. These are how they are called. U shape, V shape, E shape. Okay, so which ones do you use? Okay, maybe you use only one or maybe two, but can you please discuss the benefits and drawbacks of each? Imagine how would it look like? Would it be possible or not? I will put you in the breakout rooms again. Until I create the rooms, please take a picture. I will also put a picture in the chat. So you will discuss the benefits and drawbacks of each. Okay. So I admit. Okay, so another 10 minutes. Somebody joined the session with the name iPhone. Who has joined? Please let me know. Yes, please, iPhone, let me know who you are. Who joined the session just now? Oops. Once. Okay, any volunteers from any groups? Tell us what you discussed. Which ones are used more frequently in the classrooms? from your group who would like to report?
Yeah, Mr. Reed.
Yes, please. Okay.
I'm Oday
Mhm.
from Group 2. I want to add that most of us agreed that we use the traditional arrangement in our schools because of the space and the number of the students that we have. But we agreed that the U shape is perfect so that we can invest the space between the desks, and also all the students it can show anything that we will present to them on the board or that show or when we are talking. But we find difficulties with the U shape that the students can be, let's say, distracted by talking to each other. But we find a solution that we can put a space between the desks so that each two students will sit together so that they will not be able to talk with other students from another desk.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for summarizing. All right. Another group? Anything else you want to add? Or Fatima trying to join us, I think losing connection. I hope you can make it. Okay, another group, any other ideas? Any other ways we can, what are the benefits, drawbacks? You have discussed everything, but is there anything that you would like to share or ask to the whole group? Somebody mentioned, yes, Laila.
Yes, good evening, Serene.
Good day.
We talk about the traditional shape in the classroom. We say it is considered traditional, and when we say traditional, usually it is connected with negative intonation, but it fits the big sizes in Jordan, big sizes classes in Jordan. The teacher can control the class through it, even it is teacher centered. Students can ensure that no one from the students, the high achievers, can dominate the class like groups. It saves spaces in the classroom because students are sitting as rows in the traditional rows. We talk about the U shape. Yeah, the U shape is the best one. It increases engagement and collaboration between students. It fits the open discussion between students. And here we compare it with the traditional one. In traditional one, when students sit in front of each other, sometimes when the students answer or sing or do any activity in the classroom from their seats, the other students are forced or should turn their heads to the back in order to see which student or whose students is answering the question. It gives the U shape. I'm talking about the U shape here. It gives a clear visibility for the teacher. The teacher can see all the students in the class. And sometimes we need to communicate with our students non-verbally. So in the rows, we can't do that. Sometimes the short students sit at the back and they don't want to sit in the front, so we can't see what they are doing in the classroom, especially the students who sit at the back seats. The cafe style, one of my colleagues say that he uses in his classroom, and he says that he noticed that the students collaborate better and they engaged in a group work or a group activity better. Sadly, we don't. Many of us don't know the E shape. But as the draw that you post here, I think it's another kind of U shape. It's similar to U shape. I imagine that where the teacher can stand, he maybe can stand in front in the spaces that between the students, and he will be the head of the classroom. But it's better than the traditional one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
That's all.
you. Thank you. That was a very nice reflection. You summarized everything so clearly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So these are all different issues, right? So thank you. Mohammed says, yes, he's using coffee style. It's most people popular and it's effective. So yeah, maybe, yeah, it's, you may give it a try. Sometimes, yes. What's the number of, how many students do you have? Roughly around 40 or more or less?
We have about, in my classes, we have now 45. The last year we have 63 in each class.
Really?
They are okay. They are 11th and 12th grade.
Oh, it's too
But
many.
this year it's better. They open another class and say that you can minimize the number of students. This year is better. We have 45, 46. Sometimes it gets to 50. But
Okay.
when we try the 63, we found that 45 is a heaven. That
Oh,
it's very, you know, it's not a very big number.
really?
Yes.
Okay, well, tough job. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, I mean, I admire you all. Thank you, everyone. Anybody else you want to add anything to this from the last group? Okay. So, yeah. This is also sometimes important to know, like, to understand those special needs, those real different shapes can also help with those learners with special needs. Of course, this takes a while, but yeah. All right, then finally, let's look at that last and most common layout, traditional classroom. We won't do it in groups, but in the main room here, what activities work well with this traditional arrangement? Because as you mentioned, it has a negative connotation, but actually it's also it has some advantages. What works in a traditional arrangement? Where can we position ourselves? I'd like to have very quick ideas that pair work. Yeah, pair work is a very good idea. Leila, you are raising hand. Is it an old hand or a new?
No, what's the question? What works in the
In
traditional?
the traditional arrangement, yes. Where can we position ourselves? What activities work well?
The
What
position of the teacher is in the near the board, is in the front of the students, or the students facing the teacher, and they sometimes it makes it easier for them to focus on the teacher and to see the things that he present on the board. Sometimes I think it fits the classes here. It fits the classes of our students because they are we have a large numbers in the classroom, large numbers of students.
exactly?
The teacher can manage the class easily.
Mhm.
يعني it's better than other shapes, I think,
Mhm.
for the teachers who have troubles or who have problems in dominating or in controlling their classes. We can organize them quickly when we go to the classroom. Good evening, and sit in your seat, please. So we don't. It's time. It can save time in the classroom. This kind of classes. It's better for the traditional assignments like testing, like writing assignments in the classroom. It's good for testing. It's the best way for testing students.
Mhm.
And I say that students can see the visual aids on the board.
Mhm.
It has positive sides and negatives, like any other things.
Thank you. Well, which interaction patterns? Resources are the whiteboard posters. Okay. Yeah, these are the main resources. Pair work you mentioned. Can you do group work with traditional arrangements?
Group work, maybe sometimes we can say turn back, and we have a group of 4 students. Turn back from your seats, and we can have our seats in Jordan are a big it fits 2 students near each other. It's not single, and the colleagues or the partner, we call them partners, they sit in the same seat. So when we want them to make small groups, we say that turn your head to the back, and they now they become facing each other, students. So we can use them for groups. And I think, Serene, that it depends on the teacher. The teacher can use anything in the classroom in order to make his class better. And it's not the way that the students are sitting. It's the way that you explaining your lesson and the way how you act. How are you effective in your classroom? Some people have very developed technology in their classroom, and they have a wide space, and they have clever students, but they fail to teach them in a sound way or in a good way. And some people in poor areas are better than them. It depends on the teacher sometimes, himself, not or herself, not on the students or the class or the size of the class.
Yes, I
We have a big responsibility.
Yes.
in the
We are the
classroom.
resource, right? If we want, we can really turn this class upside down and really, I mean, it's not easy on the other hand, but as I mentioned, 2 teachers, one has access to all resources, one doesn't. But if the one who is creative in the classroom, it makes a big difference. And I want to share with you one approach which is called dogma ELT. Please check it out. It's very interesting. If you don't know it, dogma. If you don't
I think
know
dogma is to get use of or to use any material that you can. In Arabic, it means like استفادة, يعني to take the advantages of everything that you own in the classroom. Dogma.
Yes, in the classroom it sounds like this, so not depending on course books or anything, but teacher is the resource, learners are the resource. Please have a Layla, you are the star, so thank you so much for these lovely summaries, and everybody else who contributed. So that's the end of our session today. And I have started reviewing the assignments. I don't know which group I started, but I will finish by the end of this week, inshallah. Don't worry. So you will hear from me. And I will let you know next week. Please check until the end of next week. Maybe you can check again on Friday. And if you don't see anything, let me know, okay? Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening and see you next week, inshallah.
Thank you.